That big, beautiful, porous, open interior, there it is. The way an English muffin should be. Well, howdy folks, and welcome to Texas Cooking Today. I'm Chef Trotters, your host, and you've seen what we're about to make. So I'll tell you what, let's get right at it. Well, howdy folks, welcome back to Texas Cooking Today. Hey guys, on this episode we're going to be making some English muffins. Now, you know, when I was growing up, Mom would give us English muffins. She would toast them, put butter on those, and I fell in love with them, and I've enjoyed them ever since. But the problem I ran into is every time I tried to make them at home, the texture on the inside wasn't really right. It was more like white bread. So I decided to do a little research and develop a recipe that had the right texture on the inside. So just like those that you get in the store, an English muffin that has that nice, coarse, porous interior, I'm going to teach you how to do that. This is our short version on English muffins here on Texas Cooking Today. Guys, let's get in there and cook them up. Come on. Okay guys, so you'll know some of the things you're going to need. We have a sheet pan with parchment paper on it, and I have 2 layers of parchment there. Also, I have a bowl with a sifter, another bowl to mix in, and I have an egg down in there, and then I have the rest of my ingredients ready to go. So we're going to get busy sifting that flour, mixing together our wet ingredients, and then we're going to make our dough. And I'm going to start beating the egg just with a regular whisk. I want to beat in that milk also. I want to go ahead and get my sugar. That's the next thing in. Let's go in with the yeast and get that beaten in. My salt, guys, I'm going to be mixing it in with the flour. The butter, I'm going to beat that in here in just a little bit. Next thing we're going to move on to, guys, is sifting, and this is really important, more so than a lot of people think. Just scoop it up, place it right there in your sifter. Now I'm going to put my salt over this. I'm going to measure in most of the rest, and I'm going to leave behind about 1/4 cup to 1/3 cup. If the flour I have here doesn't make my dough firm enough, I have a little bit of extra, and that's why I said this is about 1 3/4 to 2 cups. So now guys, it's down to pretty simple numbers. I've got to get the flour into this, not the other way around. We do not pour the liquid into the flour. That doesn't work that way, guys. The way this recipe works is we slowly add the flour until we get the exact right texture, the exact right consistency that we're looking for. There we go, guys. It's only been a couple of minutes. You can see this frothy state that's building up under that butter. And of course, some of the butter is congealed on the sides, and that's not really a big deal, okay? So don't sweat that at all. I have here everything that we're going to need, plus over on the side I've got my sheet pan with parchment. First thing I'm going to do is start with my measuring cup. I'm going to put a little bit of flour in here. And at first, this is just like making a batter, okay? Now, so you'll know, the reason I am slowly working the flour in, and this is quite important, guys, is you want it to hydrate evenly. Now I take my spatula and just keep working it. As I say, we're just going to slowly work it in. There is no rush. And you want it to take it in slowly so you can get the exact right moisture content, guys. Just in case, I plan to go ahead and sift off that remaining flour. I don't think I'll need it, but if I do, it'll be there. So you can see it's becoming very unmanageable, but it's starting to take on more of the characteristics of a dough than a batter. And there's where we're trying to get with it, okay? Once that incorporates the rest of that flour, guys, that's going to be perfect. See how it's starting to pull up like a dough, but it's still super sticky. Okay, we are there. All right, guys, we just finished mixing up that wonderful dough, and I've got a scoop right here. We're going to scoop it. We're going to drop it right down here into our cornmeal. We're going to throw it on that pan, press it down flat, and we're going to wait for it to rise. After it rises, guess what? We're going to be baking up some English muffins. There we go. So I'm just going to drop it right down. Come on, get out of there. See what I mean by very hard to handle? Now I'm going to take it and roll it. That one was a pretty large one, guys. After I've rolled it, I'm going to simply flip him over onto my hand, back to my other. See, I'm just trying to drop off some of that excess cornmeal. Okay? Now, with him fully coated, put him on the baking sheet. All right? I want to kind of form him a little bit, make a nice shape. So I want to press these down to about the thickness of a thin pancake. Do not obsess over the size or shape. They will take on their own in time. Now guys, I'm going to go ahead and put some plastic wrap over my English muffins. This is just to keep them from drying out on top. I don't want my English muffins actually contacting this plastic wrap, because if it contacts the wrap for very long, it's going to end up wanting to stick to it, and when I pull the plastic wrap off, then suddenly they will deflate, and I don't want that occurrence. We have it under plastic wrap. It's ready to rise. It's going to be anywhere from 1 to 2 hours now. Just give it time. There's no rush, and we're going to bake it up at 350 to 375 degrees. If you want, put these in a nice warm area to rise, and when it's time, they'll let you know, because they'll be about an inch thick almost, 3/4 of an inch to an inch thick. Guys, it has been about an hour and a half. They have risen up, and my oven is preheated to 375. Let's get these right on down in there. There we go. All right, guys, it's in the oven now, ready to cook up. It's going to take it, well, it's going to take it as long as it takes. Probably about 20 to 30 minutes on average. Guys, I've just pulled these out of the oven. As you can see, they're all irregular, nothing special about any of them. They're nice and brown on bottom and on top. They're perfect little English muffins. Guys, our English muffins have had a chance to cool down enough for me to cut into one. So I'll tell you what, let's do exactly that. Now, tradition says that you are to fork split these. So that means I'm going to cut it open with a knife. Yeah, I know, I'm breaking all the rules, aren't I? Now, it was about that crumb on the inside. Remember when I said that was what we were going for? That big, beautiful, porous, open interior? There it is. The way an English muffin should be. Okay guys, here's your ingredients as I promised. Of course, we started with cornmeal, and that was about 1 cup of cornmeal. I began with 2 cups of flour, 3/4 of a cup of milk, 1 egg, 1 tablespoon butter, 1 teaspoon sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast. So there it is, guys, the entire ingredients list. Write that down, keep it, and you've got the best English muffins ever. Thanks for watching Texas Cooking Today. Enjoy that recipe too. Guys, I've been sitting here munching on this. You remember when I said we're going to get the perfect crumb on it? Oh, wow. Let me show you another one here. That's what I'm talking about. The beautiful English muffins that we made, perfect inside and out. There you have it. That's all it takes. Thank you very much for watching Texas Cooking Today. Guys, if you would please subscribe. I appreciate you watching one of my short versions. And hey, if you need more detail than you found in this one, check the cook-along version. Those tutorials are fantastic, and the amount of information they have is unbelievable. Either way, I appreciate you watching. You folks, please have a good day. Bye-bye. Well, there it is, folks. Thank you very much for watching this Texas Cooking Today recipe. I do appreciate your viewership. If you would, please check out my channel. I have a lot of good recipes on there, and there's a lot more coming. Thank you very much for watching Texas Cooking Today.